Right, lads, before producer Seb gets here, I've got a challenge for you for today's episode. I want to see how many Christmas number ones you can all squeeze into the episode today. See how many you spot in the comments down below. Hello guys and welcome back to the Sportsman Untitled, brought to you by Betfred. On today's show I've got Benjamin Bloom, got Conor McGilligan and Statman Dave with me for our Christmas special, and later in the show we're going to be looking back at our pre-season predictions. Statman Dave's got some strong words to say about Wrexham, but first we need to look at the weekend action. In fact, before we need to do that, we've got three lovely Christmas jumpers on the show today. Statman Dave, words?
Not really in the Christmas spirit yet. I've not watched The Holiday. I'm not feeling it yet. I'm not seeing any snow outside. It's embarrassing though. These are great jumpers, guys. I can only apologise.
You've let yourself down. You have let yourself down. We'll start, Ben, with Southampton versus Coventry at the weekend. 1-1. Bit of fist pumping from Frank Lampard, winding up the Southampton fans at the end as well.
It's very on brand for Frank, wasn't it? They're very emotional and then very controlled in very quick succession. I know you have a certain view on this game, so I'm deliberately going to take a different view, because I sort of had lots of comments from Coventry fans saying how brilliant this was, whereas I was a bit more like, they've won 2 head-to-heads, first against second, in away games, and you're 1-0 up at half-time at Southampton, and one of your players gets a really silly red card. I do think it's a great, resilient second half after that, but I am still thinking it's a game that Coventry probably should win. Well, you tell me, you're a Cov fan, at half-time, you're not happy with a point, but at minute 48, you are happy with a point, aren't you? So I do think, yes, I'm sure you're about to wax lyrical about the resilience and getting through and the goalkeeper being great and, you know, and sometimes those things are more important than the extra 2 points, forging the team spirit and those intangibles, but they have won these head-to-heads, and if De Silva doesn't get sent off, I do think they win the game. So I do think there's 2 sides to this, but that intangible might have more value over the course of the season.
I think you're absolutely right. The red card was a stupid red card, no doubt about it. Absolutely a red card. I think the togetherness shown, though, I will come back to that, with the illness and Thomas and Kitching out and the sickness in the camp and Van Avak being sick as we came off the pitch. It was just a remarkable performance in terms of digging in, and not losing that game was really valuable. So I think we'll see that moving forward. Do you want any views on Frank Lampard from a Leeds United fan after this?
No class. Absolutely no class. No, I'm joking. We don't know what went on, do we? But it looked like he was having it with Taylor Harwood-Bellis at the end, and then it was the Southampton fans as well. And I don't think they're very happy with him at the minute. But you're delighted with him, aren't you? Back in his corner.
I have just said Jose Mourinho-esque. When it's backs against the wall, he gets his team around him. He goes and gives it to the opposition fans. Little Jose Mourinho in there, Dave?
Did it have to happen, though? In a sense of Coventry's form, you know, going into December was fantastic. 10-point lead, it's dropped down to 6. Look at the goals per game in the first 10 fixtures versus now. That's dropped down from around 2.9 to 2. Is he doing it to galvanise the players? Is this a performance where, like you're saying, backs against the wall, they got a really, really important point out of it? But was it needed? Is this to kickstart the season again? Because Coventry are breaking records, you know, after the amount of games they've played so far, you know, top scorers of any championship season. We all know how good they've been. But is there a reason why Lampard has got into his face, has decided to take the pressure onto himself, not onto his players?
Mourinho-esque?
I'd say so, yeah. I'd say there's definitely improvement with Frank Lampard, isn't there? You know, we've all spoke about how good Coventry are as a footballing team. Now it's about, I suppose, the depth. And you look at someone like Mason Clark, 2 goals in his last 2 games, probably the best player in the Championship in probably the last 6, you'd say.
Scores big goals.
Big goals.
At
He's
big
always
times,
receiving the ball in dangerous areas. At the start of it was Thomas Asante, wasn't it? Who was really the guy, top scorer for Coventry. It's kind of how they adapt now. I still think they'll win the league comfortably, but I think we'll see maybe something else in the next few weeks, especially over Christmas, where there is so many games for Coventry to either step up or get reeled in.
I think it's this run of away games that's been really difficult in terms of Ipswich away, Preston away, Southampton away, Birmingham away coming up as well. I think you just need to guide us through this and then win the games we should be winning at home.
And Simon, looking at the gaps, Dave's right to point out the first to second gap, but even in the run of whatever it is, 5 points in 4 games, the automatic promotion gap has only dropped from 12 to 11. Yeah. So I take both of your arguments. I'm more over there that you're going from an excessively high level to, you're probably going from very, very good to good.
Or excellent to very good.
And the games are ticking off, and 11 points is a hell of a total to reel in, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and optics-wise as well, they've won 6 in 9. Southampton going there with an ill-stricken squad, getting a point. It's not a bad result, is it?
No.
At all.
Snap your hand off at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Ipswich moving up to third, by the way, which is interesting because Coventry and Ipswich meet again on the 29th of December. We should talk about second place, though. Conor, I'll let you have this one. Bristol City beating Middlesbrough. So the gap at the top actually extending by a point for Coventry in terms of the distance to Middlesbrough. 4 games in a row, 1 under Kim Hellberg. His first taste of defeat. What do you make of it?
Yeah, probably one of the better results, really, at Ashton Gate for Borough. They've got a rancid record down there. It's a real bogey team for them. I'm not looking too much into this. I thought Randall was excellent for Bristol City. I thought they won the midfield battle, really, overall. And Borough just weren't really in the game, to be honest with you. So I think it's just one of those games where you chalk off, you move on, and just not that much to analyse really about Borough in this game, to be honest.
I think what's January super important for Borough.
Yeah, very
right?
important.
They've got to keep players. Morgan Whittaker with 8 goals, top scorer for them. You're looking at Morgan Rogers doing it in the Premier League, having a similar trajectory. Maybe, obviously, Whittaker's a little bit older at that point. Hayden Hackney, does he stay? This is why I think it's so important for Borough right now, because they lose those 2 players. That's massive for them. Have they got enough squad depth there? Probably not.
Dave, last January, though, Gibson brought Whittaker in. That was that. So he's got a record
Of doing well in those moments.
and pushing, giving his managers what they need. So I think you might be right. We might see something going in there.
Yeah, and Bristol City, a good home win for Gerhard Struber. Have you got a Gerhard Struber tribute jumper on there?
Yeah, I have. Après ski. Went and got this in Austria. Gerhard Struber's men. So there you go. Yeah, Bristol City number on today. If you guys were wondering.
You having to go at my Christmas jumper? Now that is questionable. That's an après ski
It's an
jumper.
Austrian hallmark.
Great result for them, though, Ben, from Bristol City point of view.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where we talk about game state a lot, and we've seen Borough, rock up at various places with massive intensity and blow Hull away in the first half, who've been a very good side, and Whittaker hits the post and Conway sticks one past the post, and not that I want to dig out individual players, the keeper throws one in from Emil Rees's shot, and all of a sudden you've got a very intense team coming up against, Bristol City are possibly, Swansea are going to try and target this now, being the best counter-pressing team in the league, but you don't want to be 1-0 down away at Bristol City with the way that you then have to come out and they're going to swarm all over you. So we'll see, but I agree with you. I suspect that they bounce back, and we were talking about Hellberg trying to balance a Rob Edwards solid defence, Carrick's vertical passing, remove the flakiness that Middlesbrough have had, and he seems to, if I get David Brent here, he seems to be melting pot the 2 together. Can he keep it up?
Yeah, absolutely. Do we all think that Hackney's staying in Middlesbrough in January, by the way?
Yes, from me, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'll stay another day.
A Premier League club has got to be looking at him 100% in January, given the state of Wolves, for example. But you're looking at the recruitment potential there. 2027 his contract expires, so the summer is going to be a better position.
His agent is going to be pushing for the summer.
Imagine if he went to Wolves.
It wouldn't be a great move, but I think there's other teams in the Premier League where he could easily slot in. And you look at his record this season, the 5 assists, third most progressive. But he's a top quality player. If they keep him, Borough will get automatic promotion. It's as simple as that for me.
I think his agents have played it really well, because he could have gone to Ipswich, and Ipswich could go up, and they're a team that's probably going to be struggling at the bottom of the Premier League. But if you're right with the contract and he's going to come in, there's going to be top half. I think you said that on the pre-season, so top half Premier League teams.
It's confirmed again, isn't it, with him carrying Middlesbrough to that high position. So no, it's an interesting one, but I do think it's about Borough keeping their squad together. Very important.
I think probably the most eye-catching result of the weekend was Sheffield United 3, Birmingham 0. Tommy Doyle red card, Ben, in this one. But Sheffield United are just kind of getting going under Wilder. We speak about them moving out of the relegation zone and getting some wins under their belt. Do you want to talk about Sheffield United or Birmingham's struggles? I'll let you decide. On
Sheffield United, I'm always interested when Chris Wilder goes scorched earth in an interview, which he did the week before. Absolutely obliterated his team's second half performance, and he got it right again because he got the reaction. Very interesting, though, that I'm seeing O'Hare and Harmer paired up again. Our Blaster starting in the midfield. We're playing the hits. We're going back to 92 points on pitch last season, and I still think they have to be pretty spotless to get near the playoffs, but they're certainly moving in the right direction. And again, the master of managing the narrative, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you believe in a manager, like Sheffield United fans believe in Chris Wilder, there's a real connection there, and it feels like that can take them. Is the playoffs too much to ask right now?
No, I don't think it's too much to ask. Form team in the division at this moment in time, 4 in the last 6. Set pieces look strong at this moment in time as well. Seem to have that figured out. Bamford, potentially long-term deal in the offing there. Another goal at the weekend. Rydveld, I think, has filled that Sousa role quite well as well in terms of the ground
Even
covering.
better, maybe.
Yeah.
Con, they're going to need 50 points in the second half
And
of the season.
what are they on now? Your league table?
They have 26 points with 24 to play. If you want mid-70s, they're going to have to fire 2 points per game, and they've done it for the last 6-8 games. A hell of a run they have to go on.
Yeah, it's inconsistency
It's
as well.
not impossible, but
no, it's
they
not.
have to be pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Talk about Coventry having margin for error. Sheffield United don't.
No. Once again, January pretty important, I'd say.
Yeah, did Bamford get a touch on it? Did you say that's my goal?
Yeah, it's Bamford. It's classic Bamford.
Yeah, he's done all right, hasn't
He has. He's done well. I think it's 3 or 4 goals since he's come in. Yeah, I think he's... it's interesting, really, that front two that they're going with now. Cannon's improved slightly, but Bamford been up there. You feel he's just given them that level of experience as well and the know-how, and I think it's been an important one. Clearly, Wilder wants him as a permanent stand as well, doesn't he?
And Chris Davis at Birmingham, Dave, I mean, we had such high expectations pre-seasons for Birmingham City. I think fans are starting to turn on him.
It's been weird, hasn't it? Because we keep seeing like little periods of form where like, Birmingham City are doing what we all expected them to do, and that's win the league. The other thing, in January, we've got to speak about it again, they've got the cash. So they could go out there and buy another 3 or 4 players if they wanted to. But there is question marks. I think he is still a really good coach. There's also a jump up, isn't there, from League One to the Championship, and maybe some of the players that we expected to be absolutely fine in the division have found it a little harder. And
How do you explain them being so bad away from home, though?
Is it too much for him to try and set
it comes
up
down to
away from home, yeah?
they've got to be because we all expect them to be the team that's going to have possession, the team that's going to dominate the game. Maybe changing how they play away,
I agree.
and being a little bit more defensive.
They've not got a target man.
They need to play a little. They need to play into the division, I'd say, because someone like Chris Wilder is going to school you at home. They absolutely battered them. I thought they didn't control anything. The things that you need to win in the Championship, and why Chris Wilder's sides are always so good: second balls, being aggressive. Yeah. We're starting to see that now. Sheffield United. We're not seeing that from Birmingham City, especially away from home. And it's almost taking those notes and learning. And I think Chris Davies is a brilliant coach. He's just got to adapt. As much as we expected Birmingham to get promoted straight away, it's a very, very hard division to get out of. It's notoriously difficult. So him having a season to develop the team and the squad and work out who's good enough, who's not good enough, I think it's quite important for them to do that. And maybe look at Chris Wilder's side and go, okay, they've got players like Bamford that have got the know-how in there. Does the recruitment of Birmingham City have to go down that line to get out this division? Someone like Gustav Heimer at Birmingham City, that's the type of player I think they need, someone that's going to be the best player in the league and division. But that costs money. They've got money. So I think it's backing the manager and sticking with him.
I just don't think, sorry Simon, I don't think they tolerate being in 14th position in March.
But it's also like that's kind of where they are. I suppose we've seen Coventry have pulled away, Middlesbrough, like we're saying, they're the top. Ipswich have come into form, Southampton are back in form. It's such a difficult league to be as dominant as they were in League One, and I think that's probably for us to look at it and go, maybe we're a little bit wrong.
That is a fair comment to say maybe we were wrong, and we'll come on to our pre-season predictions in a minute.
There's going to be more of that.
I think at some point Birmingham say goodbye to Davis if they're still 14th. You saw that what they were doing at the start of the season. Tom Wagner before the Wrexham game was saying we want to get promoted this season. Then they're not going to get promoted at this rate.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Ben's got the league table there. How far are they off? If they're 14th now, how far are they off? They've got January coming up. What we're looking at there in terms of points.
Six off the playoffs.
Six
with massive traffic, Conor, though.
Yeah, but 6 off the playoffs. I agree with Dave. I think there's got to be a bit of an adaptation away from home. It can't always be the pretty football, and I think that is the problem with Birmingham at this moment in time. I think they lack pace. They lack a lot of pace as well. I think an outlet out wide. We're looking at Gray. I think Roberts has been a decent signing, but away from home, I think they need a target man, and they need effectiveness on that counter-attack. I don't think they have that at the minute.
Just looking at the context of that, the division, when you look at the division just from home games, Birmingham in 6th, you flip that to the away games, they're in 21st. So there is this polar where they just need to play a little bit more of a Championship style away from home.
Yeah, and also when a midfielder does something stupid, like
Yeah,
Tommy
and not
Doyle.
concede a free header from a corner and a red card in the first 20 minutes.
Apart from that, Sheffield United created a whole host of chances, and again, the fluidity that they're playing with at the moment is fantastic. It's really nice to see Sheffield United playing that same style they did on Chris Wilder, and it's a shame that they got rid of him. Like, how we look back at that, would have got to be one of the stupidest decisions in recent years in the Championship.
We'll get onto that, Dave.
That's
won't
crazy.
Where would they be if they'd have had him since the start of the
Won the
season?
league.
That high.
Really?
That high. Wow.
There we go.
We should touch on Swansea 2, Wrexham 1 on Friday night. Dave, Wrexham, I'll come to you. They've lost again. Goalkeeping howler, probably the worst of the season from a conqueror.
Yeah, a double error that we don't really see that often.
The rare
But no, it was an
Christmas
absolute
special.
clanger. Wrexham have done all right. They've done okay. They've done better than expected in the sense of keeping more scored goals. They've played that sort of direct style. Do I think it's going to get them promoted? Absolutely not. Birmingham City have got a massive problem away from home. They could address that in the second half of the season and go on a run. Can Wrexham do that? No, I think Wrexham are going to be where they are right now. I don't think they're going to go up and they're going to go down. Yes, a bit in tongue-in-cheek saying they're going to get relegated, but this is where I expected them to be within the league, and they have to change quite a lot of things to be a promoted side or be a side that's going to be anywhere near the playoffs.
Yeah. Peter Mattis has now won 4 home games in a row.
Very
I
good
think,
coach.
is it? Three home games in a row. Looking pretty good at Swansea sorting out their home form, Ben.
Yeah.
Slightly fortunate to win this one. We must.
I mean,
accept.
this was classic Championship, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Pouring down with rain, Friday night, own goal, deflection, double goalkeeping howler in stoppage time.
Best league in the world.
For the winner. Absolute best league in the world. I'm here for it. Brilliant start. However, home games, head-to-heads against Pompey and Oxford, and then this Welsh derby that Wrexham could have won that game, couldn't they? It could have just played out in such a way. But you can clearly see the change in style, and a lot of Swans fans were saying to me, Gal Braithey's the best player on the ball and they've got him at right back. And then you did see wide wingers, fullbacks inside Timon and Galbraith, and I'm like, so he's trying to get him on the ball there. And they did. I always get a little bit tetchy when I hear a manager saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do... when a manager gets a job, they promise basically Johan Cruyff total football, don't they? And I'm like, okay, well, show me. But I did see high pressing, and I can see what they're trying. It's very brave. It's going to go one of two ways, but it seems to be working at the Swansea.com, doesn't it?
This is the Swansea way that we've always seen, right? These are the types of managers that they get, and they seem to have gone away from that for quite a while. And now we saw a lot of turgid, boring possession. This is proper possession football. And you mentioned Ethan Galbraith, who won 100% of his aerial duels, 100% of his tackles, 59 passes completed.
Should he not be playing in central midfield, though?
You've got to make things, you've got to change things sometimes and change the momentum of things. And you look at that midfield as well, there's a lot of quality in there. So why not put another body in midfield from right back, wingers wide? It works for Manchester City in the Premier League. Yeah. It works for Arsenal in the Premier League. So why doesn't it work for Swansea? It should work for Swansea. This is their style. This is their philosophy. I think the recruitment is fantastic. And I expect them to continue with this run. I think they could be a team that could really surprise the second half of the season. Not surprise us, just continue what they've been doing so far.
So should we throw out the bold take that Matos was with Klopp and Liverpool had a very good right back, didn't they? So that's what.
But it's ideas,
training
isn't it?
Galbraith up to do,
it's
right?
It's ideas that come down the football league, and we've seen foot inverted wing backs, you'd say, because he's more of a central midfielder in there versus a fullback that's going to sit a bit deeper. You've got a player that's a fantastic footballer. Get him on the ball in those areas, independent of what system. And defensively, as we mentioned in the stats, did great at the weekend. So why not?
Thought again, Vopotnik, really good.
Yeah, he's an outstanding striker.
He's still on for 20, isn't he?
Yeah.
If he scores in the next game, he's going to be 10 at the halfway point, isn't he?
Yeah, outstanding. Which Welsh club do you think finishes higher in the Championship then, Conor?
Swansea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Swansea. I'm still surprised that there is such an avid backing of Phil Parkinson after they've spent the third most this season. I thought in that game in particular, comparatively they've won one game in 6.
They rarely lose, Con.
I just wonder what the expectation is of Wrexham this season, and that's what I was questioning from the start. What is it? Is it promotion again with the amount of money that they've spent? They're going to spend again in January. I guess it's just the context of what I saw again against Swansea, where you're looking at it and you're thinking it's lump ball, it's turgid. I didn't think they were going to win the game. I thought Swansea were the team, the team in that particular match that were going to win it. They were the protagonists. I looked at the Swansea team and it just looked a little bit more coordinated. I don't know. I'm just still not sure.
I normally stand up for Parkinson. One thing I will agree with you on is we've seen in this recent run of not winning, they've been in front, and I hear Wrexham fans say, go and get a second goal. Don't move back 5 metres, don't low block it. And that's something that was discussed, but I'm still a bit more confident that Parkinson starts next season as Wrexham boss.
How many games are they going to get outshot, outfought, out possession, out created? Like, it happens all the time, and that's the problem with the style. You spend the third most amount of cash, you should be playing a better style of football, full stop.
Right, can I ask a very cantankerous question? Because...
Cantankerous? Oh,
Thank
what
you.
a word!
He does like that word.
John Eustace plays exactly the same shape, gets the wing-backs forward, gets it in the box. If John Eustace was the Wrexham manager, would they have a higher ceiling than... Because he's the one you can really compare to. And
Eustace has had a Blackburn team in the playoffs before he left, though, and Rex.
But do you know what I mean? That's the 3-5-2, the wing backs, and
Wrexham got a better team than Derby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking you. Would Eustace be doing this better than Parkinson?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But are you saying would he receive the same amount of criticism? Because that's a slightly different question, isn't it? With this similar system,
I don't think he would, because there's a. I don't want to get all moralistic. There's a thing about age with football managers where older managers are judged slightly differently, I think, as well.
I just don't think there's... I'm really surprised that there is no sort of... I mean, Wrexham fans let us know in the comment section below as well, but you hear no criticism whatsoever of Parkinson. No, I know, but...
I saw a bit of frustration growing after this defeat, just in terms of the manner of it. And I know the goalkeeping error, you can't attest for that, and you can't blame the manager at all for that. But Ben's right. The way they didn't go and grab the game by the horns, it's almost like that. I don't want to say Gareth Southgate England vibe, but when you get a goal and you just
that's a reasonable comparison.
Keep what you have, and then if you end up losing, it becomes a results business. And if you win the game,
you got to win games of football. I think that's the thing.
And if you don't,
if the style doesn't work with that, then you've got a real problem. If they're winning games, like John Eustace has done with many teams, then that's okay. But if you're not, then it looks really, really bad. Versus trying to create, trying to score goals, playing an aggressive style, versus sitting back. Because you look at all the defensive numbers like the PPDA, passes per defensive action, or the challenge intensity, Wrexham are bottom versus a Millwall. Like, we all talk about Millwall, and they are reasonably a defensive side, you'd say, quite a transitional side. They're top of those two metrics. They're a good team to watch because of that. So being defensive doesn't mean you need to sit off and low block all the time.
Is that an aggression thing in terms of the press?
I think it's a setup, right? There's a lot of different things that go into it, but it is about... You want a style of football that the fans enjoy. And pressing is, playing in a gegenpressing style and being direct when you win the ball is fine, and it works. And it works in the Championship. Wrexham just aren't doing that. They're just parking the bus week in, week out.
And I know the fullbacks have been out. I understand that, and it's a massive part of obviously how they build up and stuff. But I just look at like Josh Windass, and I'm like, I don't think there's enough of Josh Windass that they maybe.
Well, look at that game against Coventry. Yeah. Windass and Moore were spectacularly good, weren't they, when they get on the ball?
From Windass, not seen enough of it.
Yeah, absolutely right. Let's move on to our mid-season review, because we'll have a look at our pre-season predictions. I guess we should start with our league winners, because Conor, I know where you can start with this one. You were really high on Southampton, and Will Still's Southampton in particular.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I thought there'd be a bit of an intensity there. I thought that, Will Still has done he's done an unbelievable job, hasn't he? There was a lot of plaudits around him, a serious level of systematic rigidity as well to what he can bring, but fluidity as well. And I really thought there'd be, I don't know, I mean, we were just talking, weren't we? And you've seen this Southampton side just completely switch all of a sudden. They've got the players there. And I just thought pre-season. What I will say, Camera, is they did at this moment in time have Matías Fernandes as well, who is pulling up trees in the Premier League. But I had them really high, and I think they had Tyler Diplin as well, didn't they, at that point as well? But I had them really high, and I thought they'd win this league pretty comfortably.
In your defence, the numbers were fantastic in the background. They had the second most expected points when Will Still got sacked. They're one of the most underperforming teams in Europe in terms of expected goals. They were creating a whole host of chances, and Adam Armstrong wasn't taking any of them. Now he's the top scorer in the league. So it's more on the players and saying something like, can we fix this? Can we fix it? It's an important thing for the teams to come together, and it did feel like the players weren't having Will Still. And that's a problem. There's part of football that is man management. Obviously, Will Still tactically very, very good, got good ideas. One of the concerns, I think we mentioned a few shows back, that they couldn't defend simple Championship problems, balls into the box. They were awful in that situation when you looked at goals conceded. then they're not taking their chances. There's a duality there where the manager was right, but the players weren't performing.
Should he?
And you've got to say goodbye. That's the problem.
Should he still be in charge though?
If there was relationship was there with the players, yes, but obviously that's fallen down. The only thing you can do in football is change and go with someone inside the building that has a really good relationship with the sporting director.
And the results have turned around since he's left. You can't argue with that.
It's been so quick, right?
Yeah.
These players are very good players for the Championship.
And a very similar system.
Very similar system, very similar style.
I will criticise him because Armstrong always played wide, but you're right. He's gone from literally not scoring to.
But having chances, he played wide, but he still had loads of chances.
And he played wide for Blackburn and scored 25 goals or whatever.
It's a mad world.
He? So
I think I had Ipswich winning the league by quite a margin. I think we all did. Apart from that, Ben, you as well. Did you go Ipswich?
I think I put Birmingham top just to.
You did, yeah.
Just to get some variety.
We'll talk about Ipswich then, Dave, because. They could still win the league this season. They're clearly a possibility, clearly growing into the season.
You think Ipswich can...
It's a serious possibility, yeah.
I kind of agree with that. They've clicked. I think they've really clicked.
A serious possibility.
Yeah. It's either Coventry or Ipswich going to win the league, in my opinion. So that gives them a chance. Right? I know there's a gap, but if they beat Coventry away, the gap's down to 8.
It's 11 points at the moment.
Yeah, and they're playing each other in the game after Boxing Day.
Well, that'll be an implosion of all implosions.
What, an 8-point lead over half a season? Come on.
I'd say so, yeah, with your form.
Yeah,
again, it's one of these things.
It's a serious possibility. That's what I'm saying. They've got the best squad in the league.
They do massively. And Nunez has come into his form. Philligan's flying. You can't look past the quality of the team. Jack Clark. There's enough quality there in midfield
points.
As well. There's runs in there in the Championship where teams just go on runs, and I think Ipswich will kick at some point. And they got January. They've got another time where they can spend money. If they were going to buy Hayden Hackney for 20 million quid, they've probably still got a bit of that cash. Obviously, they bought Nunez from Norwich, which has been well received.
Seems to be working now, though, and that seems to have solved the number 10 position they were struggling with.
Just need to sort the number 9. Maybe a certain American from Norwich should fill the void through as well.
That would
really annoy them.
Filthy.
I think Mr. Napper may have learned his lesson from the first time. Even at the weekend, though, guys, against... I know Sheffield Wednesday is a bit of a hospital pass this season where it's a no-win situation because unless you beat them easily with a good performance, people say, oh, should win anyway. But my eye test says the outputs and the points are clicking, and okay, it's an admittedly ridiculously high bar against the team 2 seasons ago, isn't it? But I'm not as bolshy as wearing my Ipswich Christmas jumper.
There's probably
here.
a Sheffield Wednesday a level of complacency, isn't there? Going into it, you think
Possibly,
we'll win in this game.
You created a load of chances. Philligan could have scored a bicycle kick before you scored the opening goal. You had 3 or 4 really good opportunities.
Dave,
so you could have potentially won that 6.
That's fair. I'm talking, the
longer period.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of convincing wins where even like those back-to-back 4-1 away wins, you're almost like, is the football flowing? I mean, I know there'll be probably fans of other teams that don't have a year 1 parachute payment that say, first world problems. Ben, your star power is getting through. I think that's the thing. I do think it's the star power that's getting them through. And I've seen a Kieran McKenna team that's flowing, and this isn't it yet.
Yeah. You could come into form at the right time, right? November is the time where you start to maybe twist it, and then January is where you've got to fly.
Yeah,
I think Coventry win the league, but I think if you take a few key players out, as we saw with a bit of illness or a red card, you end up with a squad that is far weaker. Whereas Ipswich take a few players out and you bring in Jack Clark.
Simon, I think Coventry can have a fairly big drop off and still land around 85 points. I think they can be quite average in the second half of the season, and it's going to be very hard to get more points than them.
And Ipswich will have to be perfect, absolutely perfect.
I think Coventry go up. I just can't commit to saying they're going to definitely win the league. But I think you're right. It would be a disappointment from this position to say they wouldn't.
Right.
That's a bit of a row back from a serious possibility 3 minutes ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've convinced me.
It's all changed.
You've convinced me. Well, I guess we need to talk about the playoff picture next, and 2 surprise packages certainly this season. I mean, I had them finishing 23rd and 24th, so that tells you exactly what you need to know about my predictions. But it's a mad world, the Championship, and Preston North End. Apparently we only talked about them for like 15 seconds last week, Ben. So set your stopwatch.
I'd like to say I wasn't here last week.
No, exactly. So it's not your fault at all. But wow, what a season they're having.
Yeah, what a performance by Paul Heckingbottom. And to be fair, I have reviewed the tape of that show, and we did comment about teams trusting new managers and safe pairs of hands maybe being underrated. Look where Rob Edwards left Middlesbrough, look where Paul Heckingbottom's got Preston, and look where Alex Neil has Millwall. So we did raise this idea that your previously promoted managers may be slightly undervalued. At the point we recorded, Preston had gone early with some free transfers and some loans, but they've just nailed it. And Dave was talking about Wrexham being pragmatic but a bit too stoic. Well, Preston are pragmatic, but they get after you. They take the lead. They make you defend for your life on set plays. They're good at home. They're really, really consistent. And if you support a Championship team, would you like to go away to Preston in a playoff semi-final first leg? Ugh. I think not. So I think Paul Heckingbottom has done an amazing job. Can they stay there? Can they stay another day in the top 6?
Coventry have never ever won at Preston, Deepdale, ever in their history, 113 years. So that thought absolutely frightens me. Surprise package of the season has to be either Preston or Hull, right, Conor?
Yeah, Hull in particular, obviously Joe Gelhardt. I think he's his third top scorer now. He was top scorer for a little bit as well, but he's found the form of his career. Ollie McBurney, which is arguably one of the signings of the season, and Ruben Sayers passing out on that at the very beginning of the season.
And they were a mess when we recorded this. To defend us, Mr. Ilachali, I think, would have sold the club for just break even at the point we recorded. But Jurkovic has been superb, hasn't he? What a job.
I think the balance has been there as well. When Gerhardt was obviously scoring mid-season, but we had McBurney at the start of the season with goals and assists. Now McBurney's got 3 and 3. It just feels like
Balumi's fun.
They're like
I get
well.
Ben Rama vibes. I don't. Maybe I'm being lazy just because of part of the world he's from.
And Ryan Giles still leading the way for the assists.
Yeah.
Ryan Giles crossing onto Ollie McBurney's head will work all season.
How is it that certain managers just get a tune out of strikers? You're right, McBurney can't stop scoring. Even Carl Joseph went down the middle for a couple of games and scored. And I'll tell you what, Liam Miller's come back as well. So if you have Balumi one side,
team, isn't it?
Miller,
it's a good team.
Yeah.
They both had ACL injuries last season, which did decimate them.
Can I repeat? They were under embargo, and there were big problems when we made these predictions at the start of the season. But fair play, Jurkovic.
Really fun to watch as well. Loads of goals at both ends. Yeah, brilliant Hull City, brilliant Preston North End. Have we talked about Preston enough, do you think? Or is that,
I think we have.
Stopwatch, that's 30 seconds.
There you go. In terms of
always on my mind.
In terms of biggest disappointment, I would look at a team like probably Norwich, even though they've slightly improved under Philippe Clement. But
massively.
I mean, wow.
Yeah. Look, we never expected them to be fighting for survival at points of the season, but they've been rotten, really, really rotten. And it's both ways as well. Obviously, Josh Sargent's come in, he's come out, he's been injured again. He's a player that they could build around. We thought that at the start of the season, that he'd be the best player, and he was going to potentially leave as well. But there's just no excuse with how they've played, with the recruitment of them. Liam Manning was the manager at the start, and then you've got a certain style, and now you go, it's a mess of a club right now. And you look at Ipswich as a club that's being run really well at that part of the world, and Norwich just aren't. Yeah, absolutely. Manning losing all of his home games is never going to end well. Is it McCamber, the striker, who's come in? McCamber. He's done a superb job, hasn't he? He's outscoutscoring Sargent now. Yeah. He's got more goals. So things are turning around for Norwich, which is important. Any other real disappointments for either of you two that you'd like to pick out? Birmingham, I guess. We all had them right at the... I certainly did, got a bit carried away with all the hype, and the Birmingham fans amping me up all the way through. But I suppose they would be... That's the transfer window. We're sitting here, we haven't watched football in 6 weeks, and you're just looking at the signings. So excited. But I remember thinking, have Norwich completely nailed this? We're getting all of these exotic names and faces from around the place, and at about, I don't know, October, November time, we're like... They've brought in the wrong manager, and we appear to have a collection of players who either used to be good or might be good, and a dearth of players who are good right now. And Philippe Clement's got a nice tune out of it so far. That sounds like another team that I think we're disappointed with, Leicester City. I think we had them a lot higher up the league. I think they've got Premier League quality players in the squad, but they've been awful. at certain times.
I think the thing with Leicester as well is that everyone keeps talking about, and we have to, the impending points deduction.
Yeah.
They don't have it yet. And they're what, mid-table in the league?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't put you 4-0 down at QPR at half-time, does it?
Exactly. So I think people almost give them a pass because we expect them to be in mid-table. But we shouldn't.
No, we shouldn't.
Not on paper.
But we should expect them to be top of the league. Really.
I can't figure Leicester out.
Fato's probably the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Best player in the league. Won 7 points out of 9 before.
And they're
QPR game. Yeah, they're just very odd team. Can't put my finger on it.
I think
is this another collection of players that need to be gradually phased out?
If you speak to Leicester fans, they'd tell you.
Stench of relegation, on them.
Yeah, but there's players that were good enough for the Championship in that midfield, like Harry Winks, Skip, Jordan James,
scored a lot of goals.
Fatu and Mavadidi, even Ayew up front. Like that is a playoff team in the Championship easily.
It's a good team.
So Cifuentes, you've got to ask questions of him and how.
Yeah, but is it the same conversation you've just had about Will Still? Then it might be a pretty tricky job.
Martin O'Neill's available.
Only you would suggest Martin O'Neill.
If you get your way, Daniel Farker might be available. At least.
Stop it.
Leave Farker alone. He's doing a great job
of.
in the Premier League. Any other disappointments? I think we've covered most of them. I mean, Sheffield United we've already talked about in detail. They have to do better moving forward. Chris Wilder's slowly turning them around. Most shocking result of the Championship season so far. We had Coventry 7, QPR 1 springs to mind.
Yeah.
I think what's most shocking about that is QPR scored 14 points in the next 6 games after that.
The bouncing back from a big Coventry defeat. Any other massive results that we saw?
Question for the comments. Statman Dave suggested Paolo Pezzolano would get sacked after 10 games. How many games did he get sacked after?
Was it?
Can someone tell us in the comments if that was 10 games?
I think
well
that's
played.
It could be the one.
Yeah, I mean, that is a Watford prediction, though, isn't it?
That's the problem. It's too easy to do that, because we kind of know these things when a manager like that comes in who didn't really have a great track record before.
10. It's a big 10 from producer Seb.
Maybe Wrexham aren't getting relegated, but 10 games is a decent shout.
And I think you said something stupid like Phil Parkinson would be sacked in 8 games. I think it was.
He said Middlesbrough would be in the bottom 3 as well.
Something stupid.
I said my doubts about Rob Edwards.
You said something stupid.
And but we'll come back to it. It's all right. It's all right. Something I do need is Coventry to win the league this season, which I do hope will happen. In terms of the title race, just quickly bringing us back to that, do you think 2 will become 1 in March?
What do you mean?
Do we think Ipswich will get close enough to challenge Cov? Do you think Cov will have a wrapped up?
Yeah, I think Cov will win the league. I think Ipswich will run them relatively close, but yeah.
I think 3 might become 2 rather than 2 becoming 1.
Yeah.
That's what you need, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
At the shock results, we didn't come up with any other than 7-1 and Wrexham beat Cov. Darren beat them.
Off the top of my head, Ipswich 0, Charlton 3 before Charlton's sort of nosedive down the table.
Yes, that is the standout. I think
that was the
really
peak
shout.
Nathan Jones away performance.
And we should also shout out Portsmouth 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2.
That's a good one.
Sheffield Wednesday
the one
winning.
Wednesday win.
Yeah, that probably takes.
But I think that was a good one. Wrexham 3, Cov 2. Yeah. Cov 2. That was just a brilliant performance by Wrexham on that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Overperforming manager so far, underperforming manager so far.
Kirovic definitely for overperforming, brilliant.
Yes,
and
absolutely. And Heckingbottom. I mean, it's the managers we've spoken about so far.
Chris Wilder as well.
Yes. Is he overperforming or is he just performing? I think he's doing average.
They were rubbish
I know.
before he came in. So, he's improved the team massively.
Yeah.
I think he's overperformed in that.
Underperforming with chucking Chris Davis in there?
Yeah.
What's your take on Ryan Mason? Because obviously he's new to it, so there's
he's got a lot of slack in my mind.
A lot of credit in the bank.
Yeah.
Has he been quite unlucky as well? There's a few games where I've been like the other night against Hull, Isaac Price blazes one over the bar at 0-0, and I don't know whether. But then part of me thinks, does he have the killer instinct? You hear this eloquently, softly spoken. What's he like, 33, 34-year-old? So I don't know whether he's underperforming, but
I'd like to see Daryl DK a little bit more. That's something.
But Hegebo's been.
That
was another thing we discussed about the Scandinavian market, and Keremgaard and Hegebo are banging goals in for Watford and West Brom. But I don't think it's fair to say he's underachieving. Is John Massinho underachieving?
I'm disappointed.
There's a few things about Pompey that were that good last season and are that good this season, but did he just overperform last season and this is just a regression to the mean?
I think so. Players like Callum Lang that just come back into the side, scored 2 goals in his last. He was so important from last season, so it'll
change his style as well,
without
hitting the big guy up top and playing through Lang a little bit.
Was that one of the goals of the season from the weekend?
Beauty, wasn't it?
Really good goal out of the back, and I think it's like, how do they continue and develop with their squad? There's a lot of question marks of what they can do in the market and how they can. What is the next step for Portsmouth? Really,
it's the right-sided players. That's what they need.
Survive.
Yeah, that's it. Or mid-table would be the next kind of step.
I think if we look at the top scorer predictions,
I think producer Seb might have something for Statman.
I tell you what, by the way.
Callum Fowler's turned up. He's brought Dave.
Barnsley!
Barnsley jumper.
I love the way no one can say Barnsley. Doing that.
There you go.
It's got a bit of a white stain on it, that day.
Producer Seb, by the way, I was away for 1 week and he let himself host the show and he's desperate to get back on camera. It's edging.
He's a bit of a pick-me, his producer Seb.
He is. All right. Let's move on because our last little pre-season predictions was the top scorer. That is looking good on you.
Very warm.
Very
toasty.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Very kind of Noel Edmonds and Mr. Blobby from the
very good
style, isn't it? Yeah.
Anyway, I had Tyrese Campbell as top scorer in the league, which has gone terribly, and I think all of us did a pretty bad job with our top scorer predictions. Who did you have?
Camacho, 1 goal in 14.
Good.
Yeah.
Ben?
I had Mihailo Ivanovic, but Dave had been winding me up about all his numbers
stats,
before the show, and I
He's
drank
still a
Kool-Aid.
good striker.
Yeah, he's still a good player. And 4 goals, he will continue through the season. That was my goal, though, to really, convince you that he was a great player. I obviously went with Sammy Smodics, who isn't actually in the team.
Injury problems, though.
Like, he started the season again in pretty poor form. Is he going to get back in with George Hurst? I think Nunes. I think that's.
If he gets back in, it'll be in the 9. But he's not that big.
You'll go for another 9 in January now, Ipswich.
Yeah, I reckon so. They've the lad Azon seems to be one of those kind of fun substitutes who misses lots of chances. I don't want to dig him out.
Hallelujah player, I'd say.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. You got
hallelujah when he scored.
Philogene and Clarkle. They can suffice, can't they?
Right, I think that's enough of our pre-season nonsense. I've got a Christmas quiz for you, and you can play along at home as well. 10 questions. Please do write down your answers this time as we go through them, and then we'll do a little tally at the end. It's Christmas themed mainly. So the first question.
Turn my iPad off.
Nice and easy. Which championship team has amassed the most points in 2025? Of course, had to be first answer. Nice and easy, that one. Number 2. Coventry are top of the tree this Christmas. The whole quiz isn't about Cov, by the way. Who led the way in the Championship at Christmas last season, 2024-25? Oh. You were in this title race.
No, I know. I feel like it's a trick question.
Me too.
Right, I'll move on to question number 3. Please do get your answers in the comments down below. Can you spot the pattern of these recent Championship playoff winners? Sunderland, no. Southampton, yes. Luton, yes. Forest, yes. Brentford, no. Fulham, yes.
Can you say that again?
Sunderland, no. Southampton, yes. Luton, yes. Forest, yes. Brentford, no. Fulham, yes. It's a tricky one.
I thought I had it, but then you said Forest.
Tough one. Here's a tricky one. Here's a tricky one, that one. This is also another tricky one. Another spot the pattern. Spot the pattern of these recent Championship Golden Boot winners. Joel Pirro, no. Sammy Schmodics, yes. Chuba Akpom, yes. Alexander Mitrovic, no. Timo Pukki, no. Matej Vidra, yes. That's Pirro, no. Schmodics, yes. Akpom, yes. Mitrovic, no. Pukki, no. Vidra, yes. I can go back to any questions you want at the end, by the way.
Don't forget to tell people that they can join in at home as well. So.
Well, they might get more than you do this rate.
Blooming well going to get more than I do, I tell you.
Yeah.
Right, what links former Middlesbrough manager Rob Edwards, Nuno Espirito Santo, Gary McAllister and former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau?
Oh, wow.
It's a Christmas question.
Oh, God. Say that again?
Justin Trudeau, Rob Edwards, Nuno Espirito Santo, and Gary McAllister. Something links all of them.
Stupid question.
Let's get something down, Conor. Come on, mate.
Yeah, it's another blank.
Right, I'll do a multiple choice one so you can have a guess.
I will always love you for that, Simon, I tell you.
Which of these Championship managers was born closest to Bethlehem?
Wow.
Great question. Really.
Oh my word.
I like that. Geography.
Important stuff to know and think about in your life as well, isn't it?
Is it Vitor Matos, Sergej Yakirovich, Gerhard Struber, there's the jumper, Philippe Clement? Multiple choice there.
Go again.
Matos, Yakirovich, Struber, or Clement?
I suck at geography.
So
Born closest to Bethlehem. What do you want?
last go.
Matos, Yakirovich, Struber, Philippe Clement. Okay, number 7. This is a 10-question quiz, by the
We're
way.
still going. I was hoping for a 6-question quiz then.
How many teams in the Championship have any shade of blue as their primary home kit colour?
I'm not even going to think about it, I'm just going to guess. Just guess a random number.
I'm thinking about it because I've got none right.
Hey, you got one more. There you go.
Oh, these are the days of our lives doing this. Oh, God.
Deary me. Conor's going to rage against the machine if he keeps getting...
Hallelujah when this is over.
Okay, we've all got a guess for that one. How many teams wear blue in the Championship home kit colour? Number 8.
Dave's actually trying to do it properly. What are you bothering?
Got a guess.
It's pride.
It's at least 2. How about that? Okay.
I did add those two.
Okay.
They're both in there.
Something you should all get. To the nearest 1,000, how many subscribers does the Sportsman Untitled have on YouTube?
Oh, fuck.
While you're here, let me remind you to like and subscribe, because you can find out the answer just down there. Look at that for a link. You like that, mate?
Yes. Yeah, about a quarter of Benjamin Bloom, I think.
Number 9. Which Championship player has the most goal contributions this season? Statman Dave, I'm expecting you to get this one.
I'm having a mind blank.
All
here.
you do is
I'm
look at
confused.
stats. All you do is look at stats. It's your job.
It's your job, man.
He literally does nothing else.
Is it all goals or is it goals and
Goals and assists, goal contribution.
No, I'm saying, is it just all goals?
I have to move on to the last question to get your answers down. Because it's Christmas. Name 3 Chris's to have managed in the Championship. Hey, you like that one? It's a good question, that.
Oh,
That's a great question. I like that one.
All right, if we all got answers down for all the questions.
God, do I have a bit more time? I'm trying to think of another Chris.
I've got a Chris in my mind that I can't remember what his second name is.
You are always on my mind.
This is really bad.
Stay with us, YouTube audience, while these numbnuts try and come up with answers. You can write your answers down in the comments down below. Right, 30 seconds.
I'm blanked.
Nearly done? All right,
Blanked.
we'll call it there. Number 1, the answer is Ben.
Coventry I've written down, I can't remember what the question was.
It was which Championship team has amassed the most points in 2025? Correct, it's Coventry. We all got that one right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Coventry top of the tree. Who led the way at Christmas 24-25?
I went with Leeds.
No.
Sheffield United.
Yes, Sheffield United.
I had Sheffield United.
I went Burnley Leeds, then Sheffield United.
There's a lot of crossing out there.
A lot of crossing out, yeah.
Number 3, did any of you spot the pattern between those Championship playoff winners?
No.
Was it to do with the league position?
What,
that
did they finish
in?
6th?
Oh, it wasn't. It was if they had a British manager in charge. Yes or no.
God, and he read them out so fast as well.
Oh, sorry, it's all my fault. Championship Golden Boot pattern. Did either of you get that?
Were some of them were the majority of the midfielders attacking midfielders, and the strikers hadn't?
No.
Was the player not promoted when they scored the Golden Boot?
Oh no, I don't think that is right because Pirro did get promoted. He was a no.
I went with that they were on 20 or less goals.
It was whether they got a move after winning the Championship Golden Boot.
That is a deep cut, man.
Did anyone get what links? Rob Edwards, Espirito Santo, Gary McAllister and Justin Trudeau.
No.
And Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born
on Christmas Day. There we go, Benjamin Bloom.
play.
Unbelievable.
Thank
Did you get that
you.
one?
It's
No, absolutely not.
It's
That was brilliant.
It's not on here.
Which championship manager was born closest to Bethia?
Matos.
Yakirovic.
Matos.
It was Yakirovic.
Oh,
Born in Mostar, Bosnia Herzegovina.
4 losses on the bounce. Just call me Stoke City. Go on.
Vita Matos was born in Porto, by the way.
Great place.
Yeah, great place. Lovely bridges. I've done a tour of 6 bridges in Porto. Fully recommend it.
That's my goal.
Yeah. How many teams in the championship wear blue?
7.
3.
3.
Yeah, primary. Just went 3.
Fourth.
It's 10.
I was the closest.
5 losses on the bounce.
No.
Cov, Leicester, West Brom, Ipswich, Millwall, Birmingham, Blackburn, Portsmouth,
no.
QPR, and Sheffield Wednesday. How many subscribers does the Sportsman have?
22,000.
20,000.
I went 30.
It's only 18,000. Make sure you subscribe. Because we need to get one of these
Seb laughing in the
answers.
back.
Producer Seb laughing at that. Championship player, most goal contributions, Statman Dave. If you don't get this, you have to walk off the show.
Already. I've crossed out the answer.
What was it?
Adam Armstrong.
Yeah, and what did you put?
I was going to put Armstrong.
I went with Thomas Asante, who's second.
Yeah. It's Adam Armstrong, 11 goals, 4 assists, 15 goals.
It's just not fair.
I put him run loser. He must be close, mustn't he?
I don't think so.
He's got like 7 goals, 5 assists or something.
Well, he's 3 off Adam Armstrong in that case. 3 Chris's to have managed in the championship.
I got Chris Houghton, Chris Wilder, and then no one else.
Wilder, Davis and Houghton.
There you go.
Davis! God,
You get 3.
I went with Chris Sutton, unfortunately incorrect.
I think I'm going to give myself a point now.
You could have had correct answers. You're not getting
I
that.
think I am.
Chris Wilder, Chris Houghton, Chris Coleman. No one said Chris
Wow.
Coleman. Chris Davis, Chris Ramsey, Chris Hutchings, Chris Powell, and Chris Brunt managed a few games for West Brom as well.
That was
So there
something
you
I
go.
needed.
There
So
you
did I
go.
win?
Yes.
How
I
many
think
points
so,
did you
mate.
get?
5. I have waited my whole life for a moment
Well done, man.
like.
Well done,
Well done, Ben. Absolute champion there.
Standard was shocking.
Yeah, it's terrible. Not
We
much-
should
Gabon would have given you a competition.
Oh,
competition,
no
I think,
chance.
there.
He thrashed me in the other quiz we did. Yeah.
we should do some match previews of Boxing Day before we finish. Birmingham versus Derby on Boxing Day. Ben, you can get your iPad back open now. I know you're not cheating at the quiz. Birmingham's home form, Dave, we've touched on, very, very good. They need to get back to winning ways, don't they?
They do, and I think it's getting Stansfield chances and creating opportunities for him, but also this is where they need to become even more dominant. We mentioned they need to change their style away, but get better at home, become, they're 6th in the league at the moment. They should be higher up in terms of their home form with the quality they've got in their squad. Signings will happen before this game? Probably not. So it's the squad they've got at the moment, getting it a bit more knitted together, but playing more offensive football.
And John Eustace.
Yeah, this is not a good opponent for
No, it isn't.
Birmingham if they are doing the things that we criticised them for in terms of not moving the ball quickly enough and being a bit overly methodical. Derby are missing Carlton Morris, but I'd say Ward, the right wing back, is the hottest, sort of wing back in the league, but he's getting loads of goals and
And the
assists.
summer signing striker's name escapes me now.
Aguiman?
So, yes,
Aguiman.
he's been doing a reasonable job.
yeah.
decent, yeah.
You
Yep.
still do feel like a home win in this one, don't you?
Yep, I think so.
Should we just score predictions quick?
Are we doing? We're doing predictions. I will go Birmingham 2 Derby 0.
What about you, Ben?
2-1.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 Birmingham win. If they don't win this, by the way, big pressure.
Yeah, 3-1.
3-1 as well.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, Stoke versus Preston. We've given Preston plenty of praise and plenty of talking points, Conor, on this one. Stoke's home form. Stoke's form's dropped off a little bit, actually.
It has, I believe, 4 losses in 5. Struggling at this moment in time. I'm fully expecting a resilient Preston to go to Stoke and win the game 1-0.
Really? Do you think Stoke might end up, dare I say it, finishing between 15th and 18th again?
No.
Is that after such a bright start? Mark Robbins had them flying, it's just fallen off a little bit.
Surely not. And I mean, you'll champion Mark Robbins, won't you? But yeah, do we sometimes accuse Mark Robbins in being a bit overly pragmatic? The same conversation we had a little bit about Parkinson, that you've got Manhoff.
Well, they did have the best defence in the league, so pragmatism.
Fair comment. Yeah, you've got
Probably
Manhoff, you've got Thomas on really good form. Do they need more? Oh my God, sorry.
Wow.
Do they need more?
That's a better look, by the way.
Oh, do tune into the next video that's coming out because you're really going to enjoy what I've just seen. Completely been put off my stride. Surely it's under 1.5 goals, this one, given the two defences. Do they need more from... I can't, for Connor's sake, do they know it's Christmas? My God.
Yeah.
From a number 9, Mubama or someone in that spot.
If you're a manager like Mark Robbins, do you think you're letting your players indulge in some mistletoe and wine on Christmas?
I don't think so. No, I don't think they deserve it at the moment.
No.
Obviously, Ben Pearson's goal from outside the box, fantastic in the last game. It's incredible what happens around here. Sorba Thomas as well, his form, goal.
Yeah.
He must have been close on that top goal contributions question.
I think he was 6 and 7 at the minute. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Does Santa wear white gloves? Sorry. Just
Oh, come on, boys. Score predictions for the Stoke game, Ben.
0-0.
0-1.
I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Same, 1-1.
You should have copying me. Right, Wrexham, Sheffield United. This is
a Chris Wilder classic.
5 or 6-0 Sheffield United.
Obviously.
Yeah. Patrick Bamford hat-trick. Gustav Heimer in the goals and the assists as always. It's going to be a hammering. Set pieces as well, where Wrexham supposedly are good. They're going to get opened up.
And Sheffield United very strong on set pieces as well. This feels like a game that Wilder will love. Absolutely love. In front of the cameras. Sheffield United very strong at the minute. Top of the form table in the division. Wrexham 0. Sheffield United 2.
Yeah, I fancy the away win actually, and O'Hare and Harmer back together. I think it's both teams to score. I'll go 2-1 Blades.
Okay, I will go for a 2-0 away win. Play it quite sensibly. Right, I think
another brick in the wall for Sheffield United in their promotion.
Promotion push, you're going that far?
Reach.
That is a stretch. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday, do they know it's Christmas time at all with the way they're playing at the minute? I think that brings us to the end of our Christmas special. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please do like and subscribe. Get your comments in down
I've
below.
waited for a moment like this. It's been really enjoyable.
Really enjoyable. Any other comments, thoughts?
No. I think that's it's done. That's my goal to finish this show.
Cut.
Merry Christmas, everyone.